Hello guys, my name is Jameer and today's video is going to be part 2 towards my previous video I have on my channel. I'm going to be talking about my last topics that I didn't get to talk about in my last video. And these all link to as to why I think having children is wrong. Okay, so first topic I'm going to be discussing is depression and suicide. And if you're going to have a child and put them into this world, it is likely that they will go through depression and have suicidal thoughts maybe at least once in their lifetime, because literally everybody I know, I don't know one person that I know in my life that has not been depressed at one point in their life at least once, or have been suicidal or have suicidal thoughts. Both of my closest friends went through depression. My mother went through depression. My mother's sisters went through depression. It's so many. My siblings go through depression. And I will admit that I go through depression myself. In this world, I feel like no one, and I mean no one, should have the feeling of wanting to die. It doesn't feel good physically and mentally. It's terrible. The main causes of it is usually the loss of a loved one, loneliness, or just everything going down on a downfall in your life, just negativity. And the sad part is, there is no cure to it. Yeah, you may think those pills and that therapy and those mental hospitals are going to do anything, but they don't do anything. I have taken the medication, nothing's worked. I have went to therapy, that hasn't worked either. And I've been in the hospitals, nothing's changed. I still have stages of depression and suicidal thoughts, not on a daily basis, but many days out of the week. And there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. I just have to live and let my depression eat me alive. Try to do things that make me temporarily happy, and you can only be happy for so long. Most of your life is just going to be trying to stay away from the sadness, but it always gets you, especially at night when you're just thinking about things. And there's absolutely nothing that you can do to make it ever go away. It's just going to come back every single time. That's unfortunate. And there are a lot of people in denial about it too. There's so many people I know that, they can show them being happy during the day and all that, but I know behind closed doors they're either weeping or just taking depression naps or using drugs to try to make it go away, because they think it's going to make them look weak if they express or talk about it. I don't think it makes you weak, because I know a lot of people go through it. I go through it, obviously. I'm saying it in this video. And I feel like no one should want to take their own life. But shit happens in life, and there's going to be times where you get to that point. And some people have done it. Some people have killed themselves. And I just feel bad for them. Not that I think they're in any way weak or some type of bad person, but sometimes shit in this terrible world drives you to that point where you feel like that's the only way out. That's the only way to escape it. It's just stop it completely. But on the other hand, if we weren't born in the first place, if we weren't on this earth to be able to experience problems mentally and physically of living and being alive, if we weren't consciously aware, if we were in a non-existence, if humanity would cease to exist, then we would not have these problems at all. Look at it like this. Take me, for example. I obviously am depressed and have suicidal thoughts sometimes, right? If I was never born into this world, I wouldn't have those problems. I wouldn't have the thoughts of wanting to die or kill myself. It happens because I'm here and I'm being affected by the things that are here. And for the people that's going to think, oh, if you're so depressed and hate life, why would you just kill yourself? Killing myself isn't going to do anything but bring suffering onto multiple people. Why would I want to do that? My family and my friends, the suffering would just pass to them. Why would I bring it from one person, me, to multiple people? I wouldn't do that to my loved ones. We're trying to prevent suffering, not create it. Some of you are dumbasses for real. I see it all the time. People telling antinatalists to kill themselves. That's not going to do anything but cause more suffering. And we live, us antinatalists, we live to prevent life in the first place. We convince people to not procreate. We can't do that if we don't exist. You don't think. We are already here, so the best we can do is try to prevent anyone else from experiencing this. And we can only do that by living it out. Oh yeah, speaking of depression and suicide, a lot of people don't realize that the only real solution, like I said, pills, they don't work. You can think they work on some placebo shit, but to be honest, the pills don't work. The pills, the medication doesn't work. The therapy doesn't work, and what else did I say? Oh yeah, the mental hospitals don't work. The only solution someone can have for that would be euthanasia, a government-assisted easy way out. But people think that's morally wrong, and that's only given to old people usually with permanent illnesses. It should be available for everyone. Anyone that doesn't want to be in this world, when they were put here without their consent anyways, they should have that option to easily go out. Instead, they have to do these crazy, they have to do terrible and painful ways to take themselves out. They shouldn't have to do that. There are painless ways, but the government and all these breeders think it's morally wrong, when if you really cared about them, you would let them do that. You would let them take the easy way out. Because if they never wanted to be here in the first place, why force them to live? And they don't want to take a hard way out. They want the easy way out. But they think, oh, suicide is, oh, you need to keep living. Oh, you have so much planned for you. You have a bright future. How can that be the case when a lot of our lives have been more negative than positive? You have been more upset or just disappointed more than happy throughout your entire life. That's the case for a lot, like most people. There's more negative than positive. That's going to be my next topic. More negative than positive. In this world, there is, without a doubt, more negativity than positivity. Even in the media, all you ever hear and read about is people dying, people hurting other people hurting animals, bombings, attacks, shootings. That's all you ever hear about in the news. You don't never hear anybody share anything positive. And if you do, it's rarely. You probably actually have to search for something positive. All you hear is political arguments and people having riots, attacking each other. It's ridiculous. You never hear about anything positive in the media or in real life. You just hear about fights and arguments and killings and shootings. That's all you ever hear about. You can't tell me I'm not lying. Yeah, there are some positive things you hear in the media and in real life, but nobody ever talks about them because all people like is drama. All they want to hear is negativity, and it's not good, you know? Okay, so let's take negative and positive. We're going to switch those words up with suffering and happiness. We all know that suffering and happiness are only caused by things. If you're not doing either, If neither is happening, then you're just living. You're just breathing and just sitting there. And I'm pretty sure that most of the happiness you get is only temporary. The suffering, the grief, the pain, the misery, it's not always there 24/7, but it comes way more than the happiness. The happiness you get is temporary. Those usually by like drugs or taking a vacation or getting a paycheck, when we all know those things are temporary. Most things that make you happy, they're temporary. They eventually go away, and then you're going to be suffering again. You're going to be sad again. You're going to be wishing you had the things you didn't have, wishing you weren't in the situation you are, wishing you had better things, wishing you had a better life, or wishing you were never born in the first place. Which we shouldn't have to do that, but it is what it is. If I wasn't born in the first place, I wouldn't have to worry about wanting to be happy all the time. Happiness feels good. Negativity doesn't feel good. So which one should be the one everyone should feel? Happy. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree with that. And the only way that can be possible is having some kind of utopia, which we're never going to reach. Happiness, in my opinion, happiness should be unlimited. It should be never-ending happiness. But it's just impossible in this reality, this world that we live on. It's impossible to be happy 24/7. I don't know, like it's unfair. Like, why would you bring a child into the world knowing that they're just gonna be not happy most of the time? Yeah, it can happen. You can be happy most of the time, but happiness, it doesn't last forever. If you are born, you will experience negativity and positivity. Compared to as if you're not born, you can't experience neither. And I dare someone to tell me, how is experiencing neither happiness nor suffering is a bad thing? How is it a bad thing to experience neither? Because if you're experiencing neither, you don't have a consciousness or an awareness that either is a thing. You're just nothing. You're at absolute zero. How is that a negative thing? How will that affect you in a bad or good way? Even if it, honestly, it will affect you in a good way, because if you can't feel anything, if you're not in existence, how is that a bad thing? Please tell me. You won't be able to witness anything. How is that bad? Please tell me. That's basically my last topic I want to talk about. All the pain, misery, the grief, the suffering, the hardships, all the shit you go through in life, right? It can all be avoided if you were never born in the first place. Let me put it like this. You can't suffer from non-existence. Let's take a regular average life, right? You already know, I've explained this in the video like 3 times. You're born, then you go to school, maybe college, stress, work, more homework. You're just grinding it out all through life. Then you're pressured to have kids and get married, and then those kids will just go through the same thing. Not the exact same thing, but they will go through the same thing. School, college, stress, homework, working a job until you die. The process just never ends. We are grinding to make life better for a generation and a future that we're not even going to see, because we're going to fucking die. It's a never-ending process, and it's really slow. Why? I don't want to make a world better for a life that I'm not going to be able to live. So why would I want to do that? It's not worth it in the end. Let's compare the average life that I just explained as to someone who's never born. That person, that being, that soul that is never brung into this life, tell me, how is it bad that they cannot suffer and they cannot experience happiness? Yeah, experiencing happiness is a good thing, but with happiness comes suffering, and that is a fact. That is fact. With happiness comes suffering. So if they're never born, how is that a bad thing? I really, really want to know. If you're not in existence, you can't feel neither. You can't feel negativity or positivity. You don't feel anything. You don't get to witness, touch, feel, sense. You don't even know the words exist. You don't know the world exists. You don't know about all the bad things going on or the good things going on. And how is that a bad thing? I want everyone that watched this video to understand that if you bring a child into this world, you are allowing them to experience temporary, coming and going happiness and never ending, not constant, but constantly reoccurring suffering, grief, misery, pain, and mental and physical abuse. Because at least a couple of those things will happen in their life. And I want all the people to know that are not having children that you are doing a good thing. Like, if that being was able to talk to you and know what this life is about, they would thank you for not bringing them here. Because I know if that was my case, if I was able to see my life in some kind of globe, some little glowing globe, you know what I mean? If I was able to just see my whole life through it, as to never being born, going back to my non-existence, you already know what the hell I would choose. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this enlightened some people that are planning to have children on why you shouldn't have children. And in this terrible world, I hope you have a good day. Goodbye. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.